Hey guys, it's Barratt with the Gimpy Camper. Today I finally got around to doing a fix that's been on my to-do list for about 4 years. Ever since we got the camper, the bedroom closet's just not worked well for us. It's not long enough to hang your clothes on, so they just kind of fall off or get stuck in the door. A lot of Cougar owners remedy this in one of two ways. The first way is to add shelves in there, and the second way is to change the drawer system from 3 horizontal drawers to 3 vertical drawers, usually in the center of the closet. Now, when you remove the tall drawers from the bottom, it frees up enough room so those clothes will hang freely. I felt that the shelves would be better for our travel style, so that's what I went with, and we installed them right after this. So I decided I wanted to do 2 shelves. I saw some people using shelving that's just hanging with command hooks, the wire shelving, and I didn't really want to go that direction. So I found some particle board at Menards. And my closet's 16 3/4 inches deep and 4 feet long. You know, they had some that was pre-made particle board that was 15 3/4 inches wide, but that was just a little bit too narrow, so I ended up getting one that was pre-made at 24 inches wide. This board was also 8 feet long, which was long enough for me to cut the 16 3/4 off. I cut it a little bit thinner than that, but all the way down the board, and then cut it off for it to have enough for the 2 shelves that also had the banding on the front. The one I ended up getting was the charcoal version, which was only slightly darker than our cabinet trim. And the first step is to remove the closet rod by removing those screws on each end. I then trimmed it at 16 1/4 inches wide and 47 3/4 inches long. This way I was able to just barely squeeze those into the closet and have a little bit of room to get them all oriented. Now, I will say that it was still a tight fit, but you know, I definitely wouldn't have wanted it to be any bigger. However, what I didn't see at first was that there's a 3/4 inch piece of strip that goes along the front corners of the closet that you have to notch out on the front edge in both front corners. And so I had to take them back out, squeeze them back out, take them back to the barn, cut that notch out, and then put them back in. And when I say it's a tight fit, I mean it only fit through the closet door when it was raised above the door catch. So it's either take that off or raise it above. And it's pretty impressive for me, because I was like, if that wouldn't have cleared that 1 inch, then we would have had to take this thing apart. So after the shelves were sitting at the bottom of the closet, then I made several marks on the sides, front, and back. However, after doing this, I only used the back line, so I measured at 11 inches and 22 inches. And I felt this was a good size opening, but it left the top shelf a little bit smaller, especially the area that would clear the doors for the closet. Then I cut some 2-inch strips of the leftover shelving board that I had from trimming it down, and I put those along the back wall at the measurements that I made before. And then I did end up using a level just to make the shelf level from that point on the back. As an added note, that closet rod was just the right length to prop up on that shelf while I secured one of the blocks to the front. Now, after I secured one of the blocks to the front, then I just went around and kind of pushed the blocks up near the shelf and just screwed them into the wall. Then, of course, I repeated this process for the bottom shelf. And obviously, anytime you use screws in your RV, be careful that you don't use something long enough to go through the outside wall. I used 1 1/4 inch screws on this project, and still, after you put 1 or 2 in, I walked outside and looked at the front of the slide and make sure it didn't stick out. Because, I mean, it's just paranoid that you're going to put holes through. I've seen people like hang stuff in their showers or hang stuff on the wall. I think they was hanging a TV on the wall and went in their shower and there were screws sticking through the shower. Be mindful. Like, most RV walls are only 2 inches thick, no matter where you're at. So by being 2 inches thick, and you got the 3/4 inch piece of wood that I'm screwing it to, that's only going 3/4 inches into the wall. Now, this project wasn't very hard, but it did take a little bit of time for me to get around to it. This has been a great project. It's been one that I wanted to do for a while. Wouldn't be, you know, scared of it at all, because it really wasn't that bad. And it was actually less work than I figured it would be. And all that being said, you know, thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, you know, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for being part of our family, and we'll see you next week.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.